Morning, traders! What, did you guys see that beach ball over there? I think it went that way. No, maybe it went that way. It's about that big around. What's up, team? How we all doing today? Good morning and happy Money Thursday. It is January 13th, 2022, 9 o'clock in the morning. We have 30 minutes until the market opens, team, and I'm excited to be here. I am fired up to work with you guys today, and I am motivated and hungry to find those big time profits and those amazing trades and see us just absolutely crush it today and succeed. So how you guys feeling? How we all doing today? Beth, Dougie, Rebecca, Jakey, Lakey wants me to dance for everybody. No, no, absolutely not. Okay, all right, little bit of Q-tip, throw it away. Little Q-tip, throw it away. And we're making the pizza, Jakey, Lakey. Jakey, Lakey, we throw it up in the air. Well, we got to catch that pizza dough, and we got to keep shaking it, baby. We got to keep doing it. And then, you know, like Will Smith said, you know, you don't do that, right? You snap your fingers. Do yourself. You can do it all by yourself. Let me see you do it. Hey, see, that's how I dance in the club. I don't go to the club, so I don't dance. Oh, my goodness. Hit me with a good morning, guys. How are we all doing today? Jake, Colin, Tim, Beth, Ron. To answer you guys' this question real quick, we've been making updates this week. Anytime we make an update, we clear the server cache. So when you come back onto the platform, you got to keep accepting cookies. That's going to be common for the next couple of weeks as we're making those updates and those changes to the platform, okay? So that's what's going on. Dougie, what's up? Angel, Cole, everybody over on YouTube, how we all doing today? Hit me with a good morning. Are we fired up? Are we motivated? Get hyped, son. PXS, welcome back. Shane, happy to have you here. Musar, good morning. What's up? Denise. Morning Wood Arts. Morning Wood Arts. Oh my goodness, what's up? Bad Bod Gamer, I love it. Dad Bod Gamer. I thought I said dyslexia. My goodness. What's going on? Good morning, Jason. Hello. Cole, everybody else, Felipe, what's up? Good morning, traders. Again, glad to see, yes, a full room today. Everybody's inside of chat. A lot of people here inside of chat today. Yeah, it's the server, Beth. We're good. Thanks for letting me know. I know. We're all good. We're going to talk stocks, all right? We're going to talk stocks. Let's keep chat stock related. We know that we're having some things going on in beta version with the platform. Again, just if you notice anything out of whack, you got to clear that browser cache over the next week. So again, if you're on like Google, just clear your browser cache. You're good to go. But you'll notice things over the next week as we make these changes that you guys want, and as we develop that mobile application as well. So again, team, thank you for being here. Thanks for your support over on YouTube, TikTok, and then once again, thank you guys for being here inside of chat. We're going to hit it hard today, team. We're going to absolutely crush it. We're going to have some fun. We got an awesome lesson today prepared and planned. So make sure you're here right around 11 o'clock as we dive into our afternoon lesson. But right now, let's talk stocks. Let's talk opportunity. Let's talk, where is the money behind door number 1, behind door number 2, or behind door number 3? Where are those big time profits? I say, team, it's behind door number 2. What's door number 2? I do not know what door number 2 is. No, I'm joking, but seriously, stocks. Let's start with a little bit of a morning overview, a little bit of a market recap. Okay, so what do we know about penny stocks? What are the market conditions? What have we noticed? We've noticed a lot of choppiness, really inconsistency, false breakouts, rug pulls, right? False breakouts, rug pulls. We noticed that a lot. We talked about this yesterday. We know our approach to the market, right? We know that, hey, shorting, right? Shorting these panic pops, these quick spikes, right? Lead to pump and dumps like the, which one do I short all the time? See, again, I don't even remember my trades from the prior day. ISIG, right? ISIG, it's like whenever that stock pops on up randomly, short the crap out of it because it dumps back down even harder. Good long setups that you're like, I want to go long. I'm like, no, don't do it. You get the attempted move and then boom, big rug pull. So what have we been doing? We've been shorting the false breakouts. We've been shorting new high of day on these penny stocks, right? We've been buying the dips, right? If you can't short, you're waiting for the rug pulls, right? Those big, nasty, volatile rug pulls. Boop, on down, you're looking to buy those dips, right? Dip buy for quick scalps, okay? Something else that I've noticed over the past couple of days, it seems to be a trend with penny stocks. Does anybody know, right? Has anybody else noticed this? What's the other trend with penny stocks? Not the rug pulls, not the false breakouts, not the chop. What's another trend you've seen? And we've seen it every single day this week. Okay, yes, Angel, you're 100% right? A lot of our big movers, right, were IPOs, right? So you are correct on that. Not what I'm looking for, but you are 100% right. We did see some newer IPOs were really getting some traction, and those were some big-time volatile movers. You're right. Movie star pre-market, right? Something we've noticed is pre-market has some of the best opportunity for these stocks, right? You know, especially last week, pre-market's like, wow, these stocks are ripping, these stocks are running, holy crap. Like, my goodness, pre-market was where the opportunity was. And then to start the day, there was no opportunity. But here's what I've noticed. What I've noticed is you have stocks gapping up like always. Some of these stocks with bad news or no news, right? Some of these stocks with great news. Like, I mean, my example is going to be IMRN. Now, I can grab an example from Monday, Tuesday, and I can grab a couple more from yesterday. So you can go back and look at all of the stocks that had news from our prior morning newsletters, right? Go look at the news, look at the flow, look at the volume for that day, and look at what that stock did. They're all doing the same thing. IMRN, I'm using this as an example. We had really, really good news yesterday with IMRN. It was a low float stock, high relative volume, looking good in pre-market. This was like our number one stock for the day. We even had like IMMX yesterday. IMMX, another stock that had good news. It was squeezing in pre-market, high relative volume, low float stock. We had our top 3 to 5 stocks based on that news, based on that volume and those low floats. But what have we been seeing with these stocks in particular? They are all day faders. They're not doing anything, right? The stocks that we think have the best opportunity for the day are the stocks that are doing absolutely nothing on the day. IMMX, IMRN, right? Like, what's going on here? They both had great news, right? These were the watch list worthy stocks, the stocks that typically are the ones that have the best potential, right, Chris? Someone that's been in the market for a while with me inside the chat. We haven't seen that. I don't want to put a lot of emphasis on news, relative volume, flow. What's the point? I mean, being honest with you, right? What's the point of doing that when the market conditions right now are not giving us what we need for those particular stocks to be the movers? What have we been seeing? 11:30, 12 o'clock, random spikes, right? And those are our top gainers for the day. Let's go look at SURG, top gainer number 1 yesterday. SURG, was there any news? Nope. What time did this really start getting volume, right? 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. And not even a lot of volume, right? Traded like 1 million shares yesterday, but it was up. Number 1 top gainer yesterday. NXTD, right? No news. No news. When did the stock start ripping? 12 o'clock over lunch, right? So that's what we've been seeing quite a bit of, guys, is a lot of our top gainers, okay? A lot of these top gainers are getting action like randomly. They don't have news, right? There's no news. Random 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock spikers, traders rush behind it, and that ends up being the top gainer of the day. So with that being said, we're going to talk about the stocks that are gapping up the news, right? The flow, get prepared. But I think, I don't know about you guys, but this is what I'm doing. This is what I think. I think we go look at the other market for options, right? Let's go look at the SPY, the Qs. I've dissected some of these larger cap stocks. We're looking at Home Depot today. I like HD. We'll talk about it. Crowd, CRM, Roku, Tesla. Right, we got 5 stocks that we could trade options on or equities. We're looking at the SPY, we're looking at the Qs. There's movement, there's volatility there because we could look at RMTI, we could look at BTCS, right? We could look at Ispc and VYNE out of the gate. But over the last few days, the stocks that we're looking at out of the gate because they have news and volume, they haven't done anything. We're seeing that penny stock movement at like 11, 11:30, 12, end of day, over lunch. That's where the opportunity for penny stocks is. So the last thing I want to do is penny stocks. Why is it not moving? Where's the opportunity when we can just go focus on some options today? All right. How's that sound? Does that sound good, guys? You let me know because I'm here for you, not for me. I'm here for you. So how does that sound? But let's go ahead and talk about these stocks. Okay. We have POAI team. POAI, something I'm invested in. I know Chris is invested in this as well. POAI, Predictive Oncology, reports preliminary results of its Discovery 2021 program, okay, in regards to AI cancer drug evaluation. Strong results, 95 cents to $1.05, all the way back down to $1, okay? Quick pop, quick drop, right? We could spend 5 minutes and really dissect the stock, but should we? Should we spend 5 minutes to dissect this stock when 90% of the stocks we buy have been dissecting in pre-market, haven't done anything? I don't think so. Put it on your watch list. POAI. There is news, okay? There is some volume here, okay? We need to see if this is the stock that traders go to. And if this is the stock that we see, okay, traders are here. This is where the focus is. Then let's go dissect the stock for a couple minutes and put our focus here for the day. But right now, we know there's news. We know there's volume. We know it's a mover. It's moved before. I'm personally invested in this stock, okay? Let's keep it on watch, okay? Because there is some news. RMTI, okay? RMTI, Rockwell Medical announces regulatory approval of terrific AVNU in South Korea. So we're announcing regulatory approval. That is the news. That is the keyword with RMTI. So here's RMTI right now. So far today in pre-market, 5.6 million shares. On average, it trades 1.2 million. We have that high relative volume. It's a larger float stock. It's 86 million in float. So take a little bit to get this thing going, but it's cheap enough. I would definitely say let's keep RMTI on watch because pretty much our big mover yesterday, a consistent mover yesterday that had a similar press release. It wasn't the best. Okay, it had similar volume and it was a similar flow. And we're like, you know what? Man, it's gonna be hard to get this going. I don't like stocks under 50 cents, right? I don't like stocks under $1. But what was the most consistent mover yesterday? It was ECOR. ECOR got breakthrough device designation. Decent news. ECOR, okay on the flow. It was good volume, right? But ECOR wasn't really that exciting. And I wasn't really focused on ECOR. Well, looking back today, it's like, man, this went from 60 cents to 98 cents. Maybe I should have put more emphasis on ECOR. Why didn't I not put that much emphasis on it? The press releases wasn't that great and it was a larger float. I put my emphasis on IMRN because the float was low, the volume was better, and the press release was 10 times better, right? So using ECOR as an example, maybe we should put more of our focus on this larger float stock that doesn't have the best news, as that's what we saw yesterday with ECOR. Very similar, right? We can't compare apples to apples, but we can be mindful of that. So let's watch RMTI. Okay, let's go ahead and do some analysis here on RMTI and see where this could go if that's kind of the trend that we're seeing in the market right now, guys. Okay, so right now, 44 cents, 45 cents, 50 SMA. We're just marking up our levels. We're looking left here. We're looking left at levels that really stand out to us, right? We got 55 cents. That's a level that stands out to me, right? Support, a lot of support. This spiking high stands out to me here, 62 cents, right? That gap up spiking high. That's a level that stands out to me. And a lot of these spiking highs stand out to me as well, right? 66 cents, 69 cents. Why 69 cents? It's our 200-day moving average and its prior resistance on the daily chart. So with that being said, our MTI, I would say that if we're looking at an opportunity at a trade and something presents itself and we're long on this stock, we could take it up towards around 69 cents. Right now it's at 58 and we have some support right around 55. Okay, if we crack below 55, back down towards around 50, crack below 50, back down towards around 45 cents, right? Not saying I'm trading this out of the gate, not saying it's the top gainer today. All I'm saying is, hey, right? ECOR yesterday, not the best press release. Large float, good volume, under $1. Wasn't crazy about it in pre-market. I don't think anybody was. Same thing, RMTI. Okay, it's got the relative volume. It's a large float, not the best press release. It's under $1. Not crazy about it. But we saw ECOR do really well yesterday. We could see RMTI do well again. Again, looking at the trend, the market conditions. Okay. Next, Ispc. Shares are trading higher after the company announced the addition of a reference lab in New York to support commercial and government customers focused on COVID-19 research. So the addition of a reference lab in New York. Not the best press release, but Ispc is a former supernova stock from 475 to 28.98 here on Ispc. So we should be watching Ispc because it is a stock that has moved in the past. Ispecimen is also a high short stock. Remember that article that came out back in December before Christmas, right? It was a high short squeeze candidate stock, right? Ispc was one of them. I don't remember the others, but I remember Ispc was one. I do want to watch Ispc for that reason. There is news. We see fresh volume, knowing that it is a candidate for a short squeeze. That's something that I want to put some emphasis on. This stock has moved in the past. It's a very low float stock. It can rip. It can run. Let's watch Ispc today above yesterday's resistance, yesterday's highs of 750. We can see Ispc back up towards around pre-market highs. Pre-market highs, shocking enough, 875. And then anything over 875, guys, we're going up towards around 984. That's your 50-day moving average. We're definitely going to watch Ispc out of the gate, guys. Okay? OLB. OLB, start of delivery of additional 400 Antminers. So crypto-related news here on OLB. Okay, so we've seen this before with OLB. They have news like this. The stock spikes, the stock moves, and then it fades, right? Spikes and fades, spikes and fades. I remember the press releases that we had back in November about the Antminers on OLB. I remember that. And we would get those spikes and they would fade, right? We'd see it spike and fade randomly. So OLB, I'm not too crazy about it, but it's another stock that has news, guys, right? I want to make sure that we're talking about stocks that have news, that okay, there's news. The stock is technically moving in pre-market. Let's keep it on watch. If we see the mob shift, the majority of buyers, right? This is the stock that they land on. We already know, boom, OLB, Antminer news, crypto-related news, low float, former runner. You're already more prepared than not knowing anything about the stock. All right, so OLB would be another stock just to keep on watch to see if it gets any action, but honestly, it's not all that great. Moving on, VYNE, guys, VYNE. Selling topical monocline assets to Journey Medical. My goodness, that was a lot of big words, guys. I'm from Indiana, as you guys know. And I'm not the smartest person. I'm not the brightest crown in the box. These big words are, they get me, guys. All right, so let's go ahead and do that again. Vine Therapeutics sells topical monoclinical. I can't even say it. The big M word, whatever it is, assets, all right, to Journey Medical. So they're selling topical assets to another medical company. All right. Is that very exciting? Does that really get you hyped up? No. But there is news on VYNE, so maybe it's something that we look at to see if this is a stock that does a little something like ECOR did yesterday. Maybe it's a stock that's like, wow, that press release is garbage, but this is the stock that starts moving today.
if we see the volume move in, if we clearly see, okay, this is where traders are, we'll come back to it and we'll get prepared, okay? We're going to watch VYNE. ADGI, I like ADGI. This was one of the first stocks we were looking at here this morning, and shares rise pre-markets on Omicron update. They have a COVID-19 antibody has neutralizing activity comparable to other antibodies. So we have COVID-19 Omicron variant news, and that's why these shares are trading higher after they reported their findings in 3 separate publications that show ADG20 has neutralization activity against Omicron. Okay, so we will keep ADGI on watch. This is a 40 million in float stock. Doesn't really have that high relative volume though. All right, it's up 17%. We have some good news. It's trading 4.4 million shares, and on average, it trades 7.29. So I do think ADGI can definitely pick up on that volume. Absolutely can pick up on that volume. And there's some big, massive upside potential if we start to really see that volume. This stock gapped down really nasty in December. I remember this. We were looking at it for a dead cat bounce on ADGI, and I recall trading this with you guys on ADGI, right, for that dead cat bounce. And since then, absolutely nothing, right? Massive gap down. We took it for the dead cat. It was a rewarding stock. We made some good profit on ADGI, guys. So what we're looking at today is for ADGI to ideally stay above that 625 to 650 level. We're kind of testing 650 right now. And, you know, maybe break this downtrend if this is a validated downtrend here on ADGI. You can kind of see it's in a little bit of this falling channel, right? A little bit of this falling channel. What we really need to wait for is just some support, some volume to actually start to see the stock get some action to the upside, right? Again, it has good news. I think the news is good. We don't really have the high relative volume, but that can definitely change once the market opens. And it's a lower float stock. I'd say it's medium, right? It's 40 million in float. And it's a former mover, right, off the dead cat bounce. It is a stock that's moved consistently recently over the last month and a half. Maybe the stock moves again. You know, I'm seeing it has room to $10, right? If we can break post-market highs of 8, I can see this stock back up towards around the gap down open, which was at $9.99, very close to the 20 EMA as well. So I do think ADGI should be on watch today. Okay, so we're definitely going to be watching that team. And then last but not least, we got DWAC. Now, this stock had some news last week. We saw the mid-candle breakout. We were looking at it for the mid-candle breakout, and it broke out. And we actually broke over yesterday's resistance that we were talking about, that 65.84. Nice big end-of-day move. Right now, it's slightly gapping down. DWAC is a very choppy stock, guys. Okay, let me just call it how it is. It's a very choppy stock. Look at yesterday on a 5-minute, right? Normally, I feel like I'm looking at a 1-minute right now, right? This is a very choppy stock. This stock is kind of on the more challenging side to trade, in my opinion, Okay, so just be mindful that, geez, this stock had moved yesterday, $4, right? But it's very, very choppy, and it's almost really hard to maybe scalp this or day trade it because of how choppy it is. What I've noticed with DWAC is it's almost, you just got to try and find, you know, a level very close to a key level of support and just start accumulating a position and be patient with it, right? It's waiting for the stock to be choppy, come down to a decent level of support. Don't go all in, right? Give it some breathing room, right? Have a nice open stop and just like accumulate and scale in and just be patient as the stock is working itself to the upside because of how choppy the stock I've noticed has been over the past couple of days now, okay? So with that being said, we will watch DWAC because there is a lot of hype around this stock. I mean, it seems like everybody and their grandma on TikTok are talking about DWAC and how they predicted this move. It seems like everybody's a guru now with DWAC, and we know why it's moving. It's been on watch for the past, week now. We looked at it off a mid-candle breakout above the 50 and the 20 EMA here on Monday. We've been all over the stock Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, okay? But we know it's challenging. We know it's hard to trade, but we know that there is potential. Want to keep DWAC today on watch above yesterday's resistance and that pre-market bounce level. So light support right now for DWAC is 69.25, but I could actually see this coming lower, back down to that key breakout point from yesterday. Remember, that was Tuesday's spiking high, but it was also resistance from the spiking high on December 8th. That was $66.23. If we crack below 69.25, I would say that we have room down to 66.23 on DWAC, okay? Run yourself a little bit of a downtrend here, okay? And if we break the downtrend, look to go long back to 73, okay? If we hold support at 69.25, maybe that's somewhere where you want to start accumulating a little bit of a position, looking for that potential downtrend break. But in my honest opinion, it looks like a descending triangle, okay? We're lower highs, flat resistance, looks like a little bit of a descending triangle. I would honestly think it needs a pullback, right? You've had 3 days to the upside, 51 to 71. You're going to see profit taking. The stock is going to pull back. It's just when is the stock going to pull back? Not if, but when. I think today would be a good day to see DWAC start its pullback down to 66.23. Okay, that's just my viewpoint. That's my analysis. Anything could happen. This is a stock that has a lot of hype. Doesn't necessarily have to start pulling back yet, as there is some good momentum and hype around the stock. So we are watching DWAC. We are going to watch BTCS today as well. I'm watching BTCS today above $7.50. Okay, let's talk about these options, guys. Right, we got about 6 minutes until the open. All right, I'm going to brush through this, right, but be thorough as well as far as what large cap stocks I'm watching and why. Starting from the ones that are okay to the ones I like the most. HD, gap down from 393 to 380. We just filled the gap and we saw a rejection yesterday. So this is a gap fill rejection on Home Depot. So again, gap down. We pushed back up over the last 3 days. We filled the gap. We got rejected. We are creeping up here in pre-market. If we do not break 393.34, we can just round it up if we want. 394. Give it a little bit of breathing room. If we see resistance off that gap level right there at 393.34, when we see that resistance and it's getting held down, right? I think it's a good short. I think we could definitely look to short this back down into yesterday's lows first of 387. That's a pretty decent profit. And then down into that 380 level. Home Depot, possible short today if we cannot break and hold above 393.30 to 394. CRWD, okay? Easy. 20 EMA rejection multiple times. We just saw a nasty rejection yesterday on crowd, right? Off the 20 EMA that we've been rejected off of before, right? Multiple times. It's a validated moving average for the stock. And a bearish engulfing candle. Look, bearish engulfing candle, right? Looking pretty nasty. I'm looking for some puts or to short the stock today. Below 185.79, those are yesterday's lows. I believe we have room down to 182.30 and then 180, okay? Again, 20 EMA rejection, beautiful rejection, nice big volume day to the downside, right? We see a lot of selling volume and a bearish engulfing candle. Below yesterday's lows, I think we see this continue down to 182.30 and then 180. CRM, right? CRM is working on a gap fill, right? So CRM would be possibly to the long side. I think we could get one more day to the upside on CRM. Basically, to keep this easy, over yesterday's highs of 239.28. We have this gap fill on the daily up to 243.28. That's about $4 to the upside. Okay, has to break and hold yesterday's highs. Break and hold yesterday's highs. That could happen out of the gate. It could happen in the day. We would have potential to fill that gap. First target, 243.28 there on CRM. Roku, massive bearish engulfing candle yesterday. And here's what I like about Roku. Big leg down, right? Big leg down on increasing volume. So we see selling volume increasing along this 4-day drop. We get a multi-day bounce, a two-legged pullback on decreased volume, followed by a gap up in a bearish engulfing candle. This is absolutely screaming puts. This is absolutely screaming short me, in my opinion, right? The two-legged pullback on decreased volume, followed by the gap up, the rejection, and a bearish engulfing candle. I love this strategy. I love this approach. I'm looking to short Roku today below yesterday's lows of 176.45, these lows here from pre-market, down to 173.50, and then possibly down to 170 there on Roku. Obviously, we're watching the Tesla, right? We had some very good analysis on Tesla Monday. I don't know about you guys, but I was personally buying and scaling in Tesla, right? This is something that I came across on Friday. I was analyzing this over the weekend. I brought it to your guys' attention on Monday. We were very thorough about Tesla. I was personally scaling in. We had a good plan and a good approach, and we know why we were getting involved with Tesla. Tesla is doing pretty good, still looks great. Expect some pullbacks as this continues to develop, but overall, it still looks pretty good right now here on Tesla, and we're actually in the green on those multi-month swing trade on Tesla. Okay, so we're watching Tesla again, watching the Qs, right? I think we see a little bit of a pullback, right? You got a nice little gap up, spinning top doji. Some traders call that the abandoned baby. It's supposed to be a reversal signal, whatever. I just see decreasing volume over the last 3 days, followed by a spinning top off the 20 EMA. Okay, that is a simple reversal signal. We're looking for the Qs to possibly get rejected off of yesterday's highs of 390 for a possible pullback and a possible red day today there on the Qs, right? So again, the gap up, spinning top, rejection off the 20 EMA, and over the last 3 days, we've seen decreasing volume. You add all of that together, and you do see a good, clear signal for a possible reversal on the Qs, okay? And then kind of the same thing with the SPY. Gap up, spinning top doji at a level of resistance on decreased volume. 473.20 is going to be strong, but here's the thing, we're above the 20 EMA on the SPY, okay? That's the only thing, is we're above the 20 EMA on the SPY. So right now, I like the Qs more than the SPY, right? I think the Qs, I'd be leaning more there for that opportunity for the reversal versus the SPY, for instance, okay? So with that being said, still watching the SPY below yesterday's highs of 473.20, okay? Below the highs of 473.20. See if we get that rejection, possible reversal, but I'm leaning more towards the reversal on the Qs. It looks just to be a little bit better to me. All right, I know that was a lot, guys. There's a lot we're looking at. There's some penny stocks, some prior day movers. We got a great watch list for options. I'm going to be kind of scanning through at the start of the day, looking to see what presents itself, looking to see if we have that opportunity. So let's have some fun, team. Let's make it happen. Be smart and trade safe, and let's absolutely crush it in the market today, team. And again, let's have some fun and let's make some profits. The market is now open. If we have any questions, please let me know. And what we will go ahead and do as well is, what stock do you think is going to be the best today? I don't have a poll going. We're working on that on the back end. So what stock do you think is going to do the best today, right? Do you think it's going to be one of our options trades? Okay, one of those larger cap stocks. If so, which one? Do you think it's going to be one of these penny stocks? If so, which one? If I had to pick a penny stock that I would think would do the best today, I'm still going, believe it or not, with DWAG, because there's a lot of hype around it. Just because of the hype, just because my grandma is talking to me about DWAC. When my grandma's talking to me about DWAC, you know that everybody's buying it and it's got some potential, all right? But I'm personally thinking CRM for a possible long, and then Roku, because of that really nasty bearish engulfing candle from yesterday. And I mean, again, it has a couple dollars to the downside. Roku with the panic pop, guys. DWAC with a little bit of that panic pop there. So you saw it pop above the downtrend, up towards around 72, and a big, nasty red candle here on DWAC. That's what we call a panic pop, right? That's risky stuff right there. All right, so again, happy to have you guys here. Good morning, and I missed my entry on Roku. Too busy looking at chat. It's all good. It's all good. That's why we have a couple stocks that have some great opportunity today. But I was definitely trying to get into Roku there for the drop, which kind of sucks. But hey, you can't catch them all. Pokemon on. So the next one I'd be watching would be Home Depot. So the next one I'd be watching would be Home Depot off of the rejection, the gap fill rejection, yesterday's highs. Let's see what we look like here and see if we start seeing maybe some of that selling pressure here on HD, Home Depot. And again, I know penny stocks should be moving left and right. You're like, oh, this one's moving. But watch the stock move and then probably dump. That's what we've been seeing a lot of with penny stocks, guys. A lot of movements, right? Lots of movement. But the stocks aren't holding up. They're dumping. There's not a lot of opportunity right out of the gate with penny stocks. Okay, so be smart, right? We've seen a lot of the best opportunity with penny stocks when 10:30, 11, really choppy and really hard right out of the gate. So where am I looking? I'm looking at some of these other stocks, the Rokus, the Home Depots, the SPY, the Qs, where I think we could see better activity, more consistency, right? Better opportunity. That's where my focus is right now, team. All right, so not Home Depot, Roku. Roku right now, 175. I still see 173.57. I still see 173.57, okay, being a decent little level there that I think we have room down to. I mean, the stock's already down from 178 to 175. Not too bad. Not a bad way to start your day, right? Not a bad way to start the day. You know, catching it out of the gate, tough and challenging and maybe a little scary, right? Because it's been moving around quite a bit, but it hasn't gotten back above that 176.45. You just hit 174.60 there on Roku. Right now, that's almost $4 from the open to the downside. And now we have Home Depot rolling over here off of those highs, off that resistance. Again, a gap fill rejection down towards around 389.60 next. I would say into yesterday's close, 389.60 would be next. Roku, you're very close to target, guys. You're very, very close to your target there on Roku. Okay, you're very close there. How's crowd doing? CRWD. Again, we're looking for this one to crack below 185.79. A solid crack below 185.79. You do have room down to 182.31. We have yet to get any kind of confirmation here on CRWD yet. CRM, no confirmation there. Roku, you had it, and it looks like Catherine grabbed a little bit of that. And I'm sitting here looking at Home Depot here because I missed Roku, so I'm looking at HD. All right, so just don't be greedy. Lock in profits when you have them. Right, these stocks can move quick. Lock it in when you have it. Get paid. Right, green is green. Green is good. POAI, anything there? No. RMTI, anything there yet? No, but I still think RMTI has some good opportunity. Now, did you take options, Catherine? I'm curious. Were you able to get a good option, or did you have to go with equities there? I'm just curious on how those options were out of the gate, because usually Roku is a pretty wild spread, you know, right at the open. Nothing with ADGI, nothing with DWAC. 3 puts, okay. How was the spread on those? Was it pretty difficult on Roku there? You know what I'm seeing for tomorrow, guys? What am I seeing for tomorrow on ECOR? Is Spaz in chat? Spaz loves these. My man Spaz loves what we're seeing possibly for tomorrow on ECOR. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah. No, I got to get a little tone there. Yeah, baby. Yeah. When we make a good trade, that Austin Powers. Literally 6 minutes. If you don't mind me asking, what'd you get? Would you get 6-minute trade on Roku? What'd you get? 10%, 20%, 30%, 100%? million, cajillion, quadrillion %. Wow. Right now, nothing with the pennies. Nothing with the pennies. POAI, not a lotta. RMTI, nope. VOINE, don't think so. ADGI, nope. Let's just put our focus here on DWAC. On the DWAC, DWAC. And I wish DWAC was shortable because I think today would be a good short day on DWAC. I really wish it was shortable, but it's not. All right, let me get a hard stop at break even on Home Depot because it's starting to move around a little bit. It's becoming really jumpy, and I don't want to just keep looking at it. So I'm going to go hard stop on Home Depot because I still think we could see this down to like 390. But I'm like, am I greedy over $1 here? Am I greedy over $1? I'm already up $300. Nah, I'm not going stop. I'm going to go ahead and take profit. I'm going to be smart. I'm going to be smart. All right, let me go ahead and start taking some profit here. It's getting hit hard. It's very close to our 390 target. You only had 250 shares. Let's go ahead and start buying some of this. Let's go ahead and take a little bit off the table here on Home Depot. Let's see if we can crack 391. Let's see if we can get 390 here. Got about a 30-cent spread, which kind of stinks, but I didn't have a huge position. Spread's about 30 cents on Home Depot. Makes it hard, but again, rejection off yesterday's high, guys. Again, very simple stuff. Rejecting off yesterday's highs. We saw the rejection off the VWAP as well out of the gate. I mean, just made it a really clean short. Really easy, really clean. Just like Roku. Pretty easy, pretty clean. Not very difficult to get involved. Low risk, pretty good reward, right? And just, if this happens, I will do this, right? I see something I like, I build a plan. If this happens, I will execute. If this happens, I will stop out. If this doesn't happen, I won't touch it, right? And it's just the mindset and the approach that you have. And that's how you're able to get, be able to trade without emotions, without fear, without hesitation. You're able to jump in, honor your stop loss. And if the trade works with you like Home Depot is, you're going to make a couple bucks. Like Catherine in chat on Roku, you're going to make a couple bucks. And we just hit target and I'm out. $400 there on Home Depot. Not a bad way to start the day, guys. Not a bad way to start the day. One trade, currently up 396. I only had 200 shares on that stock as well. And I missed the Roku. I missed Roku there, but I'm glad someone in chat grabbed it. And I'm glad you took your profits quick. Or I'm glad you took your profits down here when you saw that buying pressure. Never made it down to 173.50, but you're about $1 away. Still very, very profitable there on Roku. So good job. Good job. TSM, yeah, let's go check it out, guys. TSM, say it's going to the moon. Taiwan Semiconductors. Yeah, stock is moving, isn't it? Yeah, huge gap up on the stock, too. I mean, absolutely massive gap up. You have some good support at 141.60. You have some really good support at 141.60 here on TSM, guys. All right. If you do lose this prior high at 143.79, you do have good support back down at 141.68. Again, I'm not really a long trader, but again, this is not your typical penny stock. This could be all momentum, baby. Sky is the limit. If we lose this low, if we lose the 9 EMA, and if we crack below this high, your next target to the downside is 141.68 if you guys are currently in TSM. You need to break 145. You've got to break 145, guys. That is your natural psychological level of resistance. You got to break it, okay? You have room to 150 after that. Good job, Skylar. Way to come in and get it. Catherine, everybody else inside the chat as well. If you're sitting back on your hands, I dig it. I like it, okay? I like it a lot. You guys are being disciplined. You guys are being patient. If you identified your opportunities and you've taken them, good job. Again, Home Depot was the gap fill rejection. Very easy stuff here, guys. You saw a clean rejection yesterday. you're gapping up once again into that level of resistance. We went ahead and took some puts. I was personally shorting the stock. Stops were over that level of resistance, and we just looked left. We looked at where could the stock come down to, and we were able to grab an easy $3 a share there. Crowd has not confirmed anything yet, so nothing there yet. CRM has not confirmed an entry. Roku did, never hit target, but that's why we have to be willing to take profits and scale out of positions, not be greedy. Nothing right now on Tesla. I do like the rejection. I am liking the resistance off the 20 EMA here on the Qs, guys. I think we see a little bit of a short day. I mean, just me, right? You know, I'm not right 100% of the time, but looking at that daily chart, looking at those technicals, I do think we can come down here a little bit. All right, so what I'd be looking is I would be looking to enter some shorts if we start dropping below the intraday low. So if we can start dropping below 387.86, I would say our next target, main target to the downside would be 385.92. But I would only consider shorting the Qs if we're below and making a new intraday low here, and that would be below 387.86. BBIG. I mean, you're running into, you know, that 50 SMA resistance here, guys. You have that 50 SMA resistance. This stock has been moving for the past couple of days, so since the 11th, BBIG, and, you know, what you really started to see coming on in here was some call sweeps. You had 250 call sweeps near the ask on the 12th, which was yesterday. Not seeing any company-specific news to justify the move higher. Really what I think you're seeing here is just a bounce off that low. Just a bounce off the low. So you just got a nice little bounce. Volume moved in. It's a former runner, right? There's no credibility here. It's just a bounce. It picked up volume because it's a former runner. And traders are like desperate to get something going as penny stocks have been really slow lately. You know, you got to break 330. You know what I mean? You got to really get over that 330 level first on BBIG. That's the 50 SMA as well. Then you have room up towards around 356. And then a gap fill up at 377 on BBIG. But right now, you're at a lot of resistance. I mean, if you're already in this stock, right, from the open into where we're at now, if you've been swing trading this, you're up more than 10%. You got to realize 10%, 20%, 30%, right? Those are good profits. Those are good returns. Scale out, lock in those profits. TKAT. And I do think we should watch BBIG as well. Is BBIG shortable? BBIG is, I could probably locate some. All right, so right now, you know, maybe BBIG, you guys saying TKAT is halted. China aims to separate NFTs from crypto via new blockchain infrastructure. Cointelegraph reports. TKAT is an NFT related stock, right? I have a whole big list of NFT related stocks. So NFT related stocks, is TKAT on there? I don't have TKAT on there. Takung Art Company Limited. They can't separate NFTs from the blockchain. This is FUD. There you go. Be careful. Be careful. China plans to separate NFTs from crypto via new blockchain infrastructure. So separating NFTs from crypto, new blockchain infrastructure. So looking like it's going to be a brand new blockchain infrastructure specifically for NFTs, aside of, where like for cryptocurrency. So not separating NFTs from the blockchain, but separating NFTs from crypto related blockchains, basically creating a brand new blockchain specifically for NFTs. I mean, this is a former Supernova stock too. The stock went to like $60. $60. I mean, this stock has some good potential, team. It's a former Supernova stock. That 50 SMA is at 450. Got to get above that. Pretty close to that low here as well. But then on TKAT, 5 and then 535. Right now, TKAT, number one watch here, team. Just for now. Got a 10-minute halt. TKAT was at 940.09, 950.09. You got about 2 minutes to go here. So right now it's between DWAC and TKAT. I'm personally not a fan of DWAC, just how choppy, like I said, it has been the last couple of days. Again, every stock is different for every trader. Some people absolutely love it, depending on your edge and your strategy. Some traders just don't perform well in just chop, right? But right now, so far, it's actually not been looking all that bad. It dropped on down to 68, nice double bottom, just broke that downtrend from pre-market and retested it. So, that would be a good level to see DWAC move higher off of. You have room back to 73. I'm looking at TKAT here. Right now we have bids at 409 and the ask at 413. So it doesn't look like we're going to get a substantial gap up here on TKAT. All right, we're live right up into that 455, right into the 455. Let's see if we can break and hold that on TKAT. Right now, I can't touch it. The only way you touch something like this is if you take what we call FOMO size, where it's risky, it's kind of a gamble, but you position yourself correctly to not blow up your account, to still preserve your capital. We call that FOMO sizing. That's like, I don't know. Yeah, that's whatever. That's like where you can only risk maybe like 0.001 of your account or some crap, right? Because it's very risky. It's a gamble, but stocks like this can definitely blow on up and keep ripping and running. You could see $10 on them, right? You just don't know. But right now, I'm personally not touching it, personally, on TKAT, but we're definitely watching the stock right now. Right? We already had our good trades out of the gate, team, right? We had some good ones out of the gate. We had Home Depot out of the gate, target to target. TSM, I know you guys are still watching that here on TSM. What we can do is throw a trend line here on TSM and see if this is going to be a validated trend line here coming on up. And maybe that gives us a little bit of an edge for a possible position here on TSM. Nice double bottom on Tesla. So Tesla, nice little double bottom here, team. So Tesla's in just a little bit of this channel from the open, right? Once Tesla breaks 1110, $1,110. 1110. That's the open, that's resistance. Off the double bottom, that's a neckline break. I think Tesla has good potential, guys. I think Tesla, back up. I'm not saying I think, right? Tesla would have room back up to 115. All right, I mean, it's $5. It's $5, but hey, $5 is $5, right? So not if it breaks, when it breaks, right? I guess it is an if, because you don't know if it will break. It could crack down below, but yeah, if it breaks 110, your next target would be 115. Right now, you're just sitting in a little bit of a channel here. A little bit of a channel on Tesla. You got top resistance at 110. Yep. 1110, and then bottom support right around 1100. You're on Tesla. How are the Qs doing? The Qs still sideways here, nothing yet. The SPY still sideways as well, nothing yet. I'm waiting for that volatility to move in. I'm waiting for that volume to move in. I'm waiting for a sense of direction. Once we get that sense of direction on the SPY, once we get that sense of direction on the Qs, whether up or down, I'm still leaning to the short side. We're probably going to see a nice trend today, and probably really easy, right? Probably really, really easy, guys. Okay, here we go. The Qs right now, cracking that pop, the point of control. No reason to get involved yet, though. But again, I do believe once we break out of this range, right, we're going to start a really nice, solid trend that we can definitely take advantage of. Easy stuff. FOMO size. Yes, FOMO size. You're not FOMOing in, right? You're not FOMOing into the trade, but you're going to take FOMO size just in case it goes really bad on you, right? Because it's a risky stock. In case it goes really, really bad, it's the smallest, tiniest little dent, right? You can barely notice it, right? You can barely notice it. But if the stock rips and just blows up like we've seen some of these supernova stocks do, it can make a big difference. We call that FOMO size. But here's the thing. We're not seeing stocks rip 100%, 200%, 300%. So with that being said, am I really going to position myself into a FOMO size kind of trade in this market? No, right? We're not on supernova season. Small caps are not hot. They're very slow. They're very choppy. They're all over the place. There's no set direction. There's no real strong sentiment with penny stocks right now. We're definitely not in a strong season to be trading penny stocks. I'm being honest with you. There's seasons for everything. This is not the penny stock season. Penny stock season is 100%, 200%, 300% runners. You guys have seen that before. We've seen 100%, 200%, 500% runners. That's when we have the greatest opportunity to make some big time profits in penny stocks. Right now, it is challenging, guys. It is challenging. We have to get in, make our money quick. I'm not trying to sit here and hold stocks all day. It's not. And Chris says, F the pennies. That's what I'm saying. Everybody's over here laughing in chat. F the pennies. The pennies. Boo. You suck. I mean, right now it's DWAC, guys. I mean, I'm going to say DWAC and then TKAT. But TKAT looks like poopy. Here's what I'm noticing on DWAC is if you want to start building that position, remember, I say this is one of those build a little position, little by little by little, and be patient with the stock, right? And just kind of be patient, all right? Give it some breathing room, let it breathe. Don't set your stops too tight. You'll probably get stopped out because this is a choppy stock. We've noticed that for the past 3 days. It's very choppy, but it does find direction. A lot of chop, but it is choppy in a set direction. So you got to really scale in with the right size. It's not an all-in approach. Like right now, you'd scale in a little bit. Maybe put stops below a day, right? You got to give it like $3 of breathing room, but you got to be patient with a stock like this, right? Wait for your dips, scale in a little bit, see if we continue higher, right? Okay, cool. Maybe trim. It dips, scale in a little bit along those dips, kind of just build a position, wait for that next leg up. It's kind of what we need to do on a stock like this. I mean, look at DWAC yesterday. Very choppy stock, very hard. But if you just wait for these dips and you accumulate, you get some nice pops, right? Get the dip, you get some accumulation, right? You get these nice pops, get the dip, accumulate a little bit, right? You get the nice pops. But again, you got to be patient because it's not ripping quick. You're talking, these are 30-minute pops. You got a little bit 30 minutes to the upside, 30 minutes consolidation, 30 minutes of movement, very choppy along the way up, right? Just look for these dips down into prior levels of resistance, new support, accumulate a little bit of a position little by little, and scale out along those pops, right? Wait for the next leg down, right? Scale in, wait for the pop. Leg down, scale in, wait for the pop. Give it enough breathing room, right? Don't set your stops too close. because you will get prematurely stopped out. Again, we were talking here, this little dip, scale in a little bit, just kind of accumulate, right? Give it some breathing room. You're looking at the bigger picture. At the end of the day, where do you think DWAC could be, right? Give it some breathing room here. Don't go 100% in. Don't take too much risk, but definitely take advantage of these dips and just, trade the dips and just quick pops, take some profit. Where are we going next? DWAC. So next we are going to where we're at, 73.80. Over 73.80, where are we going to next? We're going to 74.73. Over that, we're going to 77.42. What do I normally play behind the TV? CNBC, but it's been jacked up lately. It hasn't been working all that great. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, over on YouTube, enjoy the rest of your day. Again, this was the last week as we redeveloped the platform to get you guys over there for our morning sessions. I'll have more information about that coming on up. But enjoy the rest of your day, team. Traders, trade smart, trade safe. Just understand penny stocks are very erratic all over the place. No sense of direction, no consistency. They're hard, they're challenging. But all you need to do is find the opportunities that you see, right? Trades that you know you're good at. That's it. Like everybody, there's 1,000 strategies. What are the 3 strategies you're really, really good at and that are working in this current market? That's it, right? Good strategies you're good at and what works in this market. And find the stocks that are providing you with those opportunities to apply those strategies in this market. Don't worry about what Joe Blow's doing. Don't worry about what I'm doing. Don't worry about what anybody else is talking about what they're doing, okay? Focus on you. Focus on your playbook, right? What's working for you in this market, and you need to sit back and wait for that opportunity to present itself. And once it does, you're going to have confidence to get involved in that trade, right? Keep it that simple, team, right? Keep it that simple. That's going to allow you to sit on the sidelines. It's okay to be a sideline trader. Sometimes the best trade is no trade. It'll allow you to be patient. It'll allow you to be disciplined, right? Stick to your guns. Don't feed into the hype. Don't feed into what everybody else is talking about. Focus on you and what works for you and make your consistent profits because it's a competition against you, not against everybody else. Enjoy the rest of your day. Happy and safe trading. And I will see you guys a little bit later this afternoon.